March the 2nd was the first birthday of COVID-19 in Morocco, and without doubt, the last. What a year it has been for everyone in the country. If we wanted to leave our home, we needed written permission and a good reason. The nation's borders, schools, mosques, cafes and restaurants all closed. These lockdown measures were the first to be implemented in the MENA region and were the fifth strictest in the world. The initial announcement was for all of this to be a temporary measure, lasting only a few weeks. In the end, it lasted 3 months. Although this was a tough time, most people obeyed the rules. However, by May, over 8,600 Moroccans had been arrested for contravening emergency measures. There were some advantages to the lockdown. There was less pollution in the air. The streets were noticeably quieter. Along this road, you used to be able to hear all the birds sing, but you can't do that anymore. Where once we queued 1 meter apart, there are now only faded markings. Artifacts of a time long ago in a Morocco far away. There were many disadvantages. Morocco had a difficult time implementing online learning, as have other countries. To this day, Morocco hasn't really found an ideal solution, adopting a routine where 50% of the class study online, following the teacher at home, while the other 50% of the class studied in school. Of all the students I've spoken to about online learning, none say it is as productive as in-school learning, although many say that it needs perfecting rather than abandoning. Online learning has brought a clear reminder of the problems of internet coverage, access to IT equipment and literacy levels in Morocco. Although the government has tried to address these issues with the implementation of an e-learning platform and TV and radio programs for learning, the problems of school closures were far greater than the realistic solutions on offer. Morocco has a lot of low-skilled and agricultural employment, making working from home an impossibility for the vast majority of the working population. In cities where cafe culture is strong, the 3-month closure was a major hit for the hospitality sector. According to the Moroccan Ministry of Tourism, Morocco handicraft enterprises lost 95% of their income. And just 1 month into the virus, one report claimed that 700,000 Moroccans lost their jobs. In April, wearing masks in public came into force, a requirement that is still in place today. Field hospitals were also erected throughout April, including a 700-bed field hospital, the largest field hospital in Morocco. The king set up a fund that businesses and individuals could contribute to. The final estimated amount of the fund was 1.5 to 3.2 billion US. Ramadan 2020 felt strange with all the mosques closed and travel prohibited. To many Moroccans, it didn't feel like a real Ramadan. In May, rural areas with low COVID levels were allowed to reopen. Then, on the 25th of June, with just 2,621 cases, the lockdown measures ended for the vast majority of the country. Numbers began to rise to a peak on November the 15th with 49,800 cases. However, the government had little choice but to balance the health risk with that of the economic impact on the country of continued lockdowns. Doing so, it kept businesses open. As a result, life began to return to normal in Morocco. So 1 year on from the start, where are we now? As of March the 2nd, 2021, Morocco has 5,646 active cases. The number has been falling since the peak in mid-November, but has slowed considerably in the last few days. On February the 28th, there was a reduction of just 3 active cases from the day before. The last time Morocco had such a small reduction was on July the 1st, 2020. On the last day of December, the number of active cases was down 46% from the last day of November. The last day of January saw a reduction of 43%, and in February, the last day reduction was 56% lower than the number of active cases on January the 31st. In terms of actual numbers, the reduction in active cases in February was 7,737. Such a reduction in March would eradicate the virus completely. In January, Morocco got 31,964 new cases, a 61% reduction on the 82,887 new cases in December. In February, Morocco got 12,417 new cases, which is the same percentage decrease from January's new cases. In actual numbers, that's a reduction of 19,547 more than the new cases from last month. Deaths have also decreased. In December, Morocco had 1,542 COVID deaths. In January, the number was down 42% to 887. February saw a 61% reduction with 348 deaths. That's 539 fewer deaths than the previous month. One of the most important calculations I do, and it's something exclusive to this channel, is to work out the average reductions in cases since the mid-November peak. This average currently stands at 413 fewer cases each day, and it allows us to estimate the date that Morocco will have no active cases. As we get closer to zero, the date becomes more accurate. Last month, the prediction was March the 2nd. Now the calculations tell us that the date will be March the 11th. So keep that date in your diaries. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye now.